Whoa, look who decided to show up. Literally everyone. I knew I needed sunscreen for this. How many of you guys all get allergies, seasonal allergies?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
This is a rhetorical question. I can kind of look and tell you guys wake up in the morning and go, my allergies. I never had allergies, so I rightfully thought I was just better than all of you. Just natural selection's the most recent accomplishment. And then I hit 30. And I think once you get to your mid-30s, you're allowed to let a little bit of grumpiness leak. So I got a little bit of get off my lawn energy for trees. Hey trees, what gives you the right to just fertilize my face? It's because you're bigger than me? You think you're better than me? They're not even subtle about it. They literally rub it in your face. You walk outside in mid-April and it smells like a goddamn sperm bank. I think it's time we start calling a spade a spade. These are not seasonal allergies. These are sexually transmitted diseases. Speaking of diseases, I always find it funny how a lot of diseases got their names, especially the ones that were named after the people that discovered them. They didn't cure them or anything. They were like, wait a second, that's wrong. So, we got, for example, Mr. Alzheimer's, our doctor. Don't worry, I'll remember the joke. Dr. Alzheimer walks into his lab and he's like, what the hell was I supposed to get in? No, but yeah, see, he's pretty pumped up. He just discovered a disease. I don't know how that becomes official, but he did it. And so we're in Germany, and he's got an assistant named Hans or something. Hans is like, doctor, you did it. You discovered a disease. Like, what are you gonna call it? And he's like, well, 9, shut up. Well, I did discover it. Yes, I'll call it Alzheimer's disease. It's like, okay, dude, this isn't a food truck. It's not like a burger joint. You really want this to be your lasting legacy? So then you got someone like, Dr. Steve Chlamydia. Steve, how did you discover this? Well, I was doing some experimenting. Something that also happens in your 30s is that you get pretty pumped about local news. So imagine my excitement when I got a knock on my door in the middle of the afternoon from CBS 6. It's a pretty big day. At first I thought it was Jehovah's Witness, because there was nothing about this man that said anything about the news. But you might be asking, why the hell would I open the door for Jehovah's Witness? Well, I work from home, and I get lonely. Sometimes it's just nice to have someone to talk to. So anyway, if you didn't know, about a month ago, there was a train malfunction at the train yard, or wherever trains are. And there was a horn that was blasting from nonstop, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., and it got the people going on what I imagine is a very slow news day. So he asked me, hey, you want to be interviewed? And I said, hell yeah, I want to be interviewed. Is there a Dope American? So you go outside, he's like, let me just get my camera from my unmarked van. I have never been more excited than I have in quite a while, which says probably a lot about me, that to be on TV on the channel that no one watches at a time that no one watches. That wasn't until I saw my big dumb face on that big dumb television with a big dumb caption that read, train horn gets people steamed. They say the camera adds 10 pounds, true. It also removes at least 10 hairs. And those pollinating trees, or should I say sexual deviants, they add at least 10 tears. What can I say? I get very passionate about reporting noise violations. That's showbiz, baby. So I turned 33 this past April. Never too late to say happy belated, that's the point of the word. And I have advice to anyone else that looks like they just turned 33 in April. Never agree to meet anyone at Sweet Frog. Especially if they aren't the punctual type. For a place that's built its brand on sugar and spice and everything nice, I've never felt more uncomfortable than waiting in a Sweet Frog for my mother and nephew. There's no hiding in the most well-illuminated, brightly lit place in the world. And after about 10 minutes go by and I've heard around 3 renditions of Baby Shark, I start to notice that the staff starts to notice me. Fortunately, before things become a disaster, my nephew walks in and I realize I am relieved, I am super pumped, and then I was like, wait a second, the staff's suspicions have been confirmed. I was waiting for a 10-year-old boy. Fortunately, my mom walks in a second later and I have beaten the allegations. There will be no taping of To Catch a Predator in Carytown this evening. But leave it to my mother to put the proverbial cherry on top when she goes, honey, Dixon, your zipper's down. Dixon, be cool.